Happy Monday. It is January 16th, and we are going to dive right into our weekly team call. So tonight we are I am so grateful and excited for these two gems of humans to be leading us through, telling a little bit of their story, how they got started, how they built their businesses, and sharing how they do it through the busy, because honestly, their lives, like you'll see on the slides when we get there, they don't have time to sit around and twiddle their thumbs. So it's going to be really inspiring. It's just been really cool to see both of them grow, not only in their personal journeys, but through the different seasons of their life and their businesses too. So Marlena and Ashley, you're both 3-star lifetime. Okay, I'll let you do little intros too once we get through recognition. You guys can kind of kick off, or if you want to go now. Okay, so very grateful for these two. And then tonight we're just going to, just like last week, we're going to go through some recognition, just touch on a couple January happenings from corporate, what is happening with amongst our teams. I'll kick it over to the girls, and they're going to be talking about building your business through the busy. They will close up with some weekly wisdom tips and to-dos, and then we'll just take a quick glance at our in-person connection opportunities and how quickly those are approaching. All right, so last week we touched on the importance of affirmations and making sure that whether you see your picture or your name up on these next couple slides, that you really take to heart that you are doing this. You're showing up for yourself, you're making an impact, and you're leaving behind a legacy, right? I know in our So Much Fun group this week, we touched on that. And when you actually take the time to take a step back and reflect on all that this journey has brought to your life and all that coaching has brought to your life, I think it amounts to so much more than the numbers, but also the numbers are important too, right? So we will get right into Success Club. So Success Club means you have helped at least 3 people get started with either our total solution pack or a combination of products on Home Direct, or now this is new and Morgan touched on it last week, personal volume that amounts to 125 PV times 5, that equals 5 points. So if maybe you're new and you're like, I have no idea what this means, but I want to get my picture up on that board, I want to see my name, like I know that means these women are helping people. Take the time to Google it, right? Google the FAQ for Success Club. And don't be afraid to ask your coach questions. So without further ado, we have 5 gals who've locked in Success Club: myself, Taylor, Morgan, Paige, and Ashley. And then we have so many on the board that are almost there. And again, Achieving Success Club is SC5. So Brittany, Chelsea, Justin are at 4. Kayla, Sierra are at 3. Then we have Annika, Danielle, Emily, Hannah, Tish, Martine, Nicole, Rebecca, Sarah, Stacy at 2. Krista, Lauren, Mar, and Rosa at 1. So good. And this reflects as of yesterday in the coach office. So super proud. And you should be proud too. Next, another thing that we are bringing back from a recognition perspective is paid rank. So on this slide, you'll see your diamond and above, your star diamond leaders in both Morgan's organization and mine. What this means is you are not only these women are not only committed to connecting women to our resources that help them on their health journey, right? They're also committed to helping women help women start businesses and grow businesses. And I will say, the 6 of us on this board right here, the business opportunity, we've found success with it, and it's completely changed our life. because we went for it and we defined what success looks like. And we didn't let hangups or people quitting or people saying no stop us. We continue to grow through those things. So if diamond is something that you're working towards, just know it is totally doable. I know there are so many of you that are so close. Figure out what's stopping you, what's holding you back. Again, connect with your coach. Ask yourself, what would life look like if I didn't have this opportunity? If I couldn't pay it forward, right? And then just go do it. Go identify who you want to do this with and do it. So congrats, ladies. And then next we have so many emeralds. And this is really when you open your business, when you are unlocking the additional earning opportunity and potential. So not only can you earn through sales, but you can also earn through volume and cycling too. So this get to emerald if you want to earn in this business, unlock that earning potential. And yeah, it's pretty amazing. Allison, Ashley, Brandon, Brenda, Brianna, Britt, myself, my second business center, Justin, Ashley, second business center, Caitlin, Kayla, Lauren, Mar, second business center, Martine, Megan, Paige, Pamela, Rob, Sarah, Sierra, Stacy, and Taylor. And again, if you're like, I don't know what this means, be resourceful. Go into your coach page, Google Emerald, go to Google Beachbody Emerald, and look it up. And just know that this is totally doable and your name should be up here too. Congrats. Okay. And then I will kick it over to one of the girls to talk on corporate happenings. Congrats, you guys.
We didn't really talk about who was going to talk about this one, but really, it's really simple. We thought that it would just be nice to show you basically a screenshot of what your coach office shows as far as the monthly things that are going on. So this, what you're seeing underneath corporate happenings is basically if you just go into your coach office, you're on your home screen and you scroll down, you're going to see a section that says coaching breaking news. And if you just click on like the monthly calendar, this is what pops up, and it will literally give you every single thing, any promo that's going on, any giveaway, like extra bonus points that they may be giving away, content, anything that you can imagine that would be going on in January, they've got it there for you. So like we always say, be resourceful, go into your coach office, make that a priority. And this is where everything is. So rather than for us to outline it all for you, we wanted to kind of just steer you back to your coach office and actually ask that you spend a little bit of time just digging around in there, clicking around, and just, make that a priority so that you can find out what's happening for yourself. So that's all on that one. And then again, just this one is just an overview. Marlene and I talked about it. And we were like, you know what? We want to keep it on there because you should always have a place that you're inviting your people to. And those of us that have been in coaching a long time will see people that have maybe joined the coaching opportunity and they think like, oh, this is a business that they get a little reward or money right away. But it's really about transforming people's lives. And it's not just about, oh, cool, I got someone to sign up. It's like, okay, now what are you doing with that person? Where are you inviting them to be? Are you doing a bod group on your own? Or are you plugging into maybe your upline's Facebook group? So that's why if you don't have a place that you've been plugging your people or inviting to, reach out to your upline coach and ask them like, hey, where can I get my people plugged in? Now, whether they join or whether they're all that participating, that's not a you thing, that's a them thing, but at least you have given them the option to be in one of your groups that you run. All right, this one's me. So when Marlena and I were collaborating on this call, we both thought, since we both work full-time out of the home and have jobs that take us out of our home, we thought we should talk about how we are probably some of the busiest people that you'll ever know. And busy doesn't have to be a bad word. It's more just your circumstance or what you've said yes to. And so one of the things I did today in preparation was I just Googled, what is the definition to busy? And it's literally saying having a great deal to do. Well, don't we all have a great deal to do no matter what stage of life, no matter if you're a mom, no matter if you're not a mom? Like we all, I feel like in nowadays, we fill our time with just so much stuff. So I would like for us to actually participate in the chat. And I want you to put all the things when you go to say, I'm busy right now, what are the things that pop up to your mind that like are your busy bee items? So like for me, it would be obviously work. I play volleyball on Wednesday nights. I'm in a life group. So anything that actually you feel like if you have kids that are in sports, put that down. Like just start typing out in the chat group any of your busy bee items. I'm going to give you about a minute to do this. So please participate because it's going to transition into my next point. So go ahead and just type in anything in your chat that you feel is something that makes you busy, quote unquote, busy. Anything at all. I can't see anybody typing in the chat. So, oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, and you can type them all together. You can type them one at a time as they pop in your brain. I'm just going to kind of look over them as you guys are typing them in there. Good. Laundry, cleaning, running around with toddler, cooking. Yes, family, friends, housework, sports practices, baking, side hustle, cooking, cleaning, a chauffeur. I couldn't think of how to say that word when I read it. Chauffeur for kids. Okay, so this is great because I knew that this would happen. None of us, I noticed none of us put in the chat watching TV, scrolling TikTok, online shopping. Yet, aren't those some of the things that keep us busy if we're being completely honest? So, if we kind of hold ourselves honest, be honest with ourselves, we find all these other things that we squeeze in when we want to prioritize those things, even though the things you guys listed are really those top priority things. Like, you can't obviously you have work, you got to go to that, and you have kids and you got to tend to them. Those are the things that we want to make sure, yes, you are prioritizing. But maybe instead of just saying we're busy, maybe we say a little bit more no's to the things that are sucking our energy and taking up our time and saying yes to the things that we know are going to benefit us. So if you want to go to the next slide, I'll give you a little bit of a day in the life of me. So I already mentioned, well, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Ashley Winiger. I've been coaching in March. It will be 3 years. And like Chelsea said, I'm a 3-star lifetime coach. And I had to realize real soon, how am I going to prioritize my time because I'm busy and I've always been a full-time working woman as I've been doing this coaching gig and found it's valuable for me to make the time and to prioritize the time. So you'll see there, I'm a full-time working teacher. I work anywhere between 8 to 10 hours a day. I'm not just an average teacher. I know I'm above average because I do pour in more into my daily job than probably most do, which there's all varying levels. And so I'll be the first to say I'm kind of a workaholic. I even went into my job today and it's a holiday, but I had to get progress reports done. so I, that's something that I do spend a lot of time on. I get up anywhere from 5 to 5:30 most days, except for the weekends. I do give myself that grace to sleep in. So whether I work out in the morning or I work out in the evening, I try to get up between 5 and 5:30 because I'm going to prioritize either if I'm working out in the morning, well, then my workout and getting ready for work and going to work is my priority. If I'm working out in the evening, then maybe I'm doing some of my invites or things like that in the morning when I'm going to then work out at night. So I kind of shift my time around because I don't have children. So I don't have those time constraints that maybe some of you guys do have. So I have a little bit more flexibility, but it can have, you can make your day work for you no matter what your lifestyle is. So here's some things that I prioritize in my day every day, no matter what. And I think what it shows my following or the people that are my audience, quote unquote, if you want to say, is just that I'm consistent. And so these are the items that I show up in my social media consistently. So typically, if you went to my social media account, you're going to see me making my immune system cocktail. Like I said, I'm a teacher. I want to stay healthy. I think we have some of the best products out there. So I have created, actually, my sister-in-law turned me on to this, and it's been a staple now for months, probably going on a year. But I put an emergency packet with a scoop of Energize and a scoop of Power Greens every single morning. And I show my people on my social that I talk about it. I speed it up. I put it to music. I maybe even just let it be like the little clickety clicks because everybody's into ASMR now. So whatever it is, I just show a little quick little clip of that. I always get my devotion or PD time in because that's important to me. I show myself working out. So if my calendar has a 5 days a week, I show myself working out 5 days a week. And then I show my daily life. So some days I'm busier than others on what I'm showing. Some days maybe a little bit boring, but I at least show up at least one time on my story in my social media talking. I'm talking to my audience because what I've noticed sometimes when people share is you'll show little clippets or whatever, but there's no talking. And your people that are following you, they need to hear your voice. Like, what does it sound like to be your friend? What kind of sarcasm do you have? Like, if I feel like if you don't talk on your stories, the people that are following you, they don't really get a sense of who you are and your voice. So personally, I think it's good to talk on your stories at least once a day so people can start building trust and feel like they really are getting to know you. Then always a non-negotiable is I check in on the accountability group. So we usually in our groups have like 2 posts per day. So I will check in the morning and then I will check in at night. And then if I'm hosting a post, then I obviously am making sure I'm engaging with those people that are on that post. So that's something that I prioritize every day. Now, other items that I try to squeeze in are connecting with my followers on social because I am posting. Usually I'll have people that will message me directly from my post and say like, oh my gosh, I'm the same way. That builds that connection. That builds so that way it's like we're engaging in things that are not Beachbody related so that when I do invite them, they're like, oh yeah, that send me a link or whatever. And it doesn't always happen that they say yes, but at least they're engaging with me on a normal basis. Then I can invite people to my challenge group or coaching if I am got a little extra time now. I was talking to Marlene. I said sometimes on my breaks, I will just send out links or I will invite them because I feel like, okay, I have 15 minutes. Let's be intentional with this 15-minute break. I'm going to drink my coffee, but I'm also going to message because it's easy. I could just easily go on TikTok. There's nobody in my classroom, but instead I'm going to just send out a quick few invites. Then, other things that I try to do, and this is the danger zone. Okay. I'm going to caution you because I get sucked into it too. When you're looking for reels to possibly recreate, don't get sucked in the orbit of just watching reel after reel after reel. Maybe set a goal of just saying, okay, fine, I'm only going to save 5 reels to my thing. And I'm not going to save any more until I actually create those reels because I'm guilty. If you were to look at my archives of all my saved ones, I have hundreds that I have yet to recreate. So please don't go down that lane. So, but I will create one if the time permits. And typically the best reels I think that I create are when it's just spur of the moment. Right after my workout, I maybe find one, I put it on my camera and I go. And I'm just like, okay, I give myself like 3 or 4 tries and then I'm done. Because if I spend too much time being nitpicky, it's going to suck my time away. And we're talking about maximizing time. And then the last thing that I try to squeeze in the pockets of my day is checking my coach office. I always do this weekly, at least several times a week. And there's certain days of the week that I check it. But if I can, I try to check it every day because I want to see if somebody might have used a link that I sent them. So that way I can send them a coach invite and that kind of thing. So that's kind of just a day in the life of me. There we go. So what I did today is when I was typing up all the things that I try to squeeze in and that I'm pretty consistent. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm pretty consistent. If I manage to do all those things that I just said on that previous slide, and I actually cross-referenced it to our daily activity tracker in our coach office, which if you don't know what this is and you're not utilizing this to run your business, you're missing out. They have 4 different categories, which are these are the 4 vital behaviors that we should be doing when we're showing up as coaches. They actually say engage with your profession or personal or professional development. So since that was on my list, I clicked the box. I went through each of those 4 daily or 4 virtual I just lost my train of thought. Those 4 vital behaviors, and I clicked all the things that I do consistently. And at the side on the left, you'll see on Monday, it's giving me a 76%, meaning 76% of my daily activities that are going to help me move my business forward were complete for the day. There are others that I could go back and redo and maximize it. But you know what? If you're doing a 76% day on a more regular basis, that's going to show some consistent growth in your business. And so that's where I think if I could say anything, it's just showing up consistently at doing your best when you can. And 76, I'm a math teacher and that's passing in my book. Okay. Anything 70 or better is good. So that just kind of shows you what I do consistently to show up for my business, even though I'm extremely busy. And I have been able to grow a pretty successful business. So I don't know if the next one, if it's still me or if it's going to Marlena. Yeah, it's to Marlena.
Hi, guys. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Marlena. I have been a coach since 2018. I am also a lifetime 3-star diamond. I lead a 2-time premier team. I am a mom of 2. I am a wife. My husband is in nursing school. And we both, on top of that, work full-time jobs. And this business has seen me through all the stages of life, truly. The good, the bad, the busy, the not so busy, the growth, highs, lows, everything. And one thing I can say for sure is there could be nothing in the world that could take me away from this business. No busy season of life would ever be reason enough for me to not want to be here. And I think it's so important that we emphasize the fact that in a world when everyone is focused so much on how important it is to be present, it is also possible for being present to coexist with being productive. Just because you're being productive doesn't mean you're a bad mom, a bad wife, a bad whatever. You can be both. You can be super present in your life, your family, your friends, your coworkers, they can feel you're 100%. And you can also still be really productive and grow a successful business. And I hope that you'll leave here today. And if nothing else, you'll just think to yourself, like, okay, I can do this. Why not me? What takes me from being able to do this? So a few things that help me because again, I am busy. I work full time and I've got a little baby and a 6-year-old and a husband, and we all have something that takes us away, right? But for me, if I plan for my presence, I am 1,000% more successful. So what that looks like for me is, okay, when I'm taking a look at my day, where am I going to be 100% present? Where am I going to let presence and productive coexist, right? And then where am I going to be 100% productive? Because that's important too. This is a business, right? We're trying to run a business here. So plan for your presence. The other thing is, you have to know that like those lines are going to cross. And if you beat yourself up for wanting to be productive, you'll get nowhere. So you're here. You've made an effort to be here tonight. That's productivity. You might also be being present. Maybe your family's in the room with you. Mine is in the other room. I saw a couple little ones on the screen. That's the best flipping part about this business, right? Is that you can do both. They can coexist. So you can go to the next slide if you'd like. And I just kind of wanted to talk about like what a day in the life looks like for me. And the reason that we thought it was important to show you what a day in the life looks like is not because we just like want to talk about who we are or, it's like we want you to see that it's possible. It's okay to have a long to-do list and still get all these things done. So as I mentioned, I work full time. I'm an executive assistant and a clerk for the board of directors at a 911 call center here in Washington. We service 38 fire and police agencies, and we're so busy. It's nuts, right? So for me, I wake up in the morning on a good day. I'm not going to act like I'm perfect, let's be real. But on a really good day when I have it together and Magnolia slept in her crib all night, I get up at 4 in the morning. And then I come downstairs. I shoot some Energize. I try and talk on my story a little bit because she said it's so important for people to hear your voice. For me, I know that when I listen to people's stories and I hear their actual voice, I'm like, oh, they're so fun. Or, excuse me, or like, oh my gosh, I would love to hang out with them in person. Or I believe them when they say like, what they got at Costco really is good. So for me, that's like a perfect time. I'm already sitting there sipping on Energize. Why not set my phone up and just talk about whatever's going on? It doesn't matter. People want to know what's going on in your life. People are innately nosy. It just is. We're nosy. So that's a perfect time for that. Oh gosh, our fire alarm is going off. We're truly always a circus. So a few things you okay out there? Fine, there's no fire. He's cooking a tri-tip. A few things for me that I prioritize every single day is I have to carve out time for me to be me before the mom hat goes on. That's something I don't think that's like news to anybody that that's important. But here's the thing, if you're not a mom, it's still important for you to carve out time to be you before the hat goes on, the white hat goes on, whatever goes on. So what that looks like for me is I have to work out. I have to move my body. It's for my mental health. I have to, in some way, share my workouts. Some days for me, that's doing clips and making a video. And some days it's literally showing my weight or showing I logged into the virtual gym. Another thing that is a non-negotiable for me is personal development. And sometimes all that looks like is putting some foundation on my face and drawing on my eyebrows. That is for my mental health. Your girl looks weird when she doesn't have her eyebrows on. It's better for me if I look good, I feel good. That just is what it is. Another thing that I can count on every single day is when I'm gone at work, I'm a nursing mom. I exclusively feed Magnolia with breast milk. So that means I pump 3 times a day when I'm gone for 8 hours. That's 30 minutes every time, an hour and a half out of my day. I know I can count on that because I have to prioritize that, right? Hence, I'm being present and productive. I'm being present for Magnolia, pumping out the milk. Old cow over here. And also, I'm being productive because that's when I know I have time to log into our challenge groups, to engage with people on social media, to create my video of my workouts, whatever it is. I know that I can count on that time. I plan for my present. I also think it's so important to share my real life as a real and relatable person. You don't have to show up and be perfect. Nobody wants that. You're not that. No one is. Show up. Show up on your team call. Have a coughing attack and have your fire alarm go off. Just show up. No one cares. They love you for who you are. And then I also, have to check in with the challenge group. That, whether you are a challenger, a coach, a business builder, a hobby cook, whatever you are, you get your ass in that challenge group 1 time a day. When I signed someone up today, I said, do you have Facebook? Perfect. Add yourself to this group. I want you to commit to yourself checking in once a day. I said, and listen up here, girlfriend. When I check in, no matter what, is when I'm pooping. 1 time when I'm on the toilet. Tell me you aren't scrolling your phone when you're on a toilet. Get in your challenge group. Y'all hope to do something today. So you get in there. And then the other things, just like Ashley said, these are kind of the things that are like a little bit more flexible. But yeah, I want to engage with ideas. Something that isn't negotiable for me, but I'm a real person and sometimes I forget to do that. So, sorry. The moral of the story is you decide what you're going to be full of, what your life is going to be full of. We are all busy. Busy can be a bad word. It can be an excuse. It can be a crutch. You can allow it to deter you from trying your hardest or fulfilling your dreams or making a difference or ending the day proud, or you can just decide that you're in charge of what fills up your day. And is it something that's going to service you? Is it something that's going to make you happy? Is it something that's going to move you towards your goals? If it's not, make a change. What's the next slide? Okay, back over to Ash for this one.
Yes, so you can get a drink of water. Okay, so one thing that when I met with Chelsea, I think it was a little over a week ago, we were talking about, I used to create a tracker, and when I was actually doing my tracker and like listing out the people that are on my invite list, I was far more successful because I had a place that I could actually kind of organize everything. And she shared with me one from a top coach on our team, Julie Kemp, and I was blown away about how simple it was. Like it wasn't as complex as my tracker was because I can get a little OCD, a little over the top. I'm type A, but hers was just so simple. And so if you need a simple tracker, please reach out to Chels, reach out to myself, Marlena, whoever your upline is, and we can share a copy of this. But basically she had 2 tabs at the bottom. One was for her potentials. All she logs was the date she first invited them, their email, their name. Did she send them a pricing amount or like a pricing maybe image or something? Did she send the link? Follow up 1, 2, 3, added to group notes. Super simple. Then once she has them added and they are with her, she has a separate tab for her clients, people that she has that are currently with her. And it's simple: name, email. Did she ever invite them to coach? Because once you see that these challenges are showing up for themselves, reach out and ask them like, hey, how about helping somebody do the same exact thing that I helped you do? Something simple like that. It doesn't have to be spammy tammy. It doesn't have to be anything about, you know, building a super successful business. It's not going to look like that for everybody. And if you come off like that to everybody, it could steer them away from it. So if you just start out by saying, hey, I've seen you showing up in the challenge group, you're getting some success. Why not invite your sister, cousin, moms, brothers, whoever, okay, to come and join us? So that's all that one is basically there's trackers that are available for you to, I mean, you could be old school, and I have so many notebooks. Problem is my notebooks I have to carry around with me. Whereas if I have a tracker on my phone, I can pull it up on Google on my phone from my work computer, from my home computer. And it's just a little bit more simplistic, I think, for me personally. So tracker might save some time. You can go to the next slide. And then this is back over to Mar. And I know it says we only have less than 5 minutes, so we'll do our
We'll make
best.
it quick.
Yes.
And if we lose you all, you can pop back on and we can finish up with any questions. But one thing I wanted to end with reiterating is this visit is not going to look the same for everyone. It's actually not going to look the same for anyone. But also, it's not going to look the same for you every single day, every single month, every single year. What we can do that's very streamlined and that we can do that is the same as our sister coach is, and I'll encourage you to do this. Perform an autopsy at the end of your day. Think about when you look back at the very end of your life. What will make you feel like you were proud? Was it that you scrolled TikTok endlessly? Was it that you knew everything about the Idaho murders? Was it that, I don't know, XYZ? Then when you think about narrowing it down, at the end of your year, what's going to make you feel proud, right? Narrow it down further. At the end of your month, what's going to make you feel proud? And then finally, at the end of your day, each day, what's going to make you feel like you've ended the day on a happy note? So when we perform an autopsy of your day, when you lay your head down at night, I want you to think about how you feel. What could you improve on tomorrow? What could you add or subtract from your day? And if things went sideways, what was the culprit? What was the cause of death? Why did things go sideways? It's that simple. And then just commit to doing things a little bit better the next day. I know that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to show up. Your business will not look the same as your friend. It will not look the same as the coach you follow on Instagram. And your business won't look the same today as it did last week or a year from now. And that's okay too. Follow it through the season. We're always going to be busy. Commit to showing up every day. Commit to what you are allowing to fill your day with. And then you're gonna be successful. You're gonna be great. You are great because you're here. And that means you prioritize this today. Okay, what's next? Ash is flipping out in the other room. Flipping out. Always a circle.
Okay, so on our pick 1 or 4, we decided to leave 2 of them there from last time because we still think that they are so vital. So the last 2, spend 10 minutes in your coach online office clicking around. That's huge. If you don't know your coach office like the back of your hand, then you need to spend more time in there. And then the visit your invite tracking list, reconnect by reaching out. Well, now we've given you a tool that you can utilize with this to-do item. So if you need to actually just maybe spend some time organizing your invite list, then do that. And then the top 2 was perform an autopsy of your day. So kind of ask yourself at the end of the day, like I had this epiphany this morning putting dishes away as I thought, at the end of my life, I want to look back and think, man, I helped a lot of people become healthier people rather than, man, I did a lot of Netflix watching, personally. But it could be a day that you just want to say, how well did I do today? Did I show up more than I did yesterday? Did I do all the things that I thought I could get done? Doesn't have to be perfect. You're not perfect people. And then the last one on there was decide on a tracking method that you plan to utilize. So what's going to be your go-to? Are you a notebook person? Are you going to be a tracker? Do you need that resource? Chelsea said she's going to put it in the coach pages. So figure out what's your method and really hone that in, because that's going to be the thing that's going to get you consistent and be successful. So I think that's pretty much it. Some dates to remember on here, and they're just the same as what we've talked about previously. If you haven't already bought your Coach Summit ticket, you're going to want to get it before it goes off of sale. You guys got to get to that. I kept telling Marlena, I said, some of the girls on my team that have never been to a live event, I can't wait till they go and they feel what it feels like to be with other women that are like-minded and that are just wanting to be a good person in the world. And like I will, like Marlena said, I don't ever want to step away from this, because I look forward to seeing the girls from the other side of the states that I get to see only once or twice a year, but that time is so crucial in our life. So make sure you prioritize getting to these events. If you haven't already gotten to go to the Success Club trip, it's something that you earn, and it starts with hitting Success Club and regularly and consistently, and really shooting for Success Club 10 every month would be a good way to get yourself paid to go on that trip. So if there's any questions, you might have to jump off and then jump back on, because we're less than a minute and we're going to get kicked out. So if you have any questions, it's going to kick us out. Jump back